Hey y'all, how are you doing today? So, I just want to take a minute to talk to you about how God just works in our lives even when we don't think He's doing anything at all. I have had this happen a couple times in my life where I am just waiting and waiting and waiting on God. I really need Him to give me a sign because I feel like, sorry. I feel like nothing's happening. I feel like I'm praying my guts out about several situations or asking him to intervene or asking him to change me or asking him to give me some assistance or to show me what next steps he has for me in life. And I'm just stagnated. It's like nothing is happening, even though intellectually and from having read the Bible, I know that he's working and I know he loves me, but mindset and heart set are sometimes two different things. And my heart has been hurting. Really had to seek him hard to hear from him at all this last year. So I've noticed this week he's been sending me some signs. And at first you're kind of like, oh, that's just Facebook algorithm or TikTok or whatever, or that's just a coincidence. But as things start piling up, you realize there's no way that could be anything but an intentional message to me. And the message he has been sending me, and maybe you need to hear it too, is that the learning and the lesson is in the waiting. If you're waiting and waiting and waiting on an answer from the Lord, that may be when you're learning the most. You may be learning to be more patient, which I've always heard don't pray for patience. Not a good idea. But anyway, you may be learning to be more patient. Perhaps there's a skill you need to learn to better handle the situation. God is working on it. He's going to change things around, whether you want a new job, whether you want to retire, whether you're praying for one of your kids, maybe you have a sick family member, whatever your situation is. Maybe your marriage is failing and you really need his help in what your next steps are and how you can either repair that or if he is releasing you to move on. You know, the Bible does say if someone is cheating on you that you have the option to leave that situation. God does not hold that against you. And I'm not a pastor, but I would also say any abusive relationship, get out now before it gets worse and you get hurt really bad. And I believe in my heart that God does not want you to stay in an abusive situation. So if that is you, and I am speaking to you, I am telling you as a neutral observer that doesn't know you, doesn't know him. I don't think, unless you're one of my friends watching, but I don't know that you're watching. Um, you need to get out and get safe, and you need to get out in a safe way because the most dangerous time is when you go to leave an abuser. So be safe out there. But anyway, this message that I've been getting, first it was popping up on Facebook. There was a message from Candace Cameron Burr that was like, the lesson is in the waiting, but God is moving. And I was like, okay, yeah, she's on point. I really needed to hear that today. Well, then I was on TikTok and somebody said the same thing, which maybe they heard it from her, but for me to stumble across the same algorithm on separate social media sites when I'm mainly looking at like recipes and writing stuff is very unusual, but I still didn't think too much of it. Well, then I was driving down the road and I saw a bumper sticker on the car in front of me that said something along the lines of, the lesson is in the waiting. And I'm like, wow, they got a bumper sticker on that too. That's a really popular saying right now. Okay. Still not connecting the dots. Then I pulled up a lesson from a pastor that I listen to all the time. I just always listen to him every day. He's very short little clips, motivational. I usually listen to him on Instagram, but sometimes TikTok or Facebook. And I don't recall where I saw that at. I believe it was Instagram. And he said, the thing I want to tell you today is God is working. He is working, even if it seems like you're waiting and waiting and he isn't. And I was like, okay, maybe God's sending me a message here. but I still wasn't really convinced because I'm hard-headed, you know. I don't always get the message. God has to keep drilling it into my head. And I just kept getting it different ways. I was listening to a podcast that was totally unrelated, and the podcaster said, you know, sometimes there's a lesson to learn while you're waiting for things to happen. It wasn't said exactly the same way every time, but it was the same message that God is working. Don't be discouraged. There's a lesson to be had in the waiting, and the reward is at the end. So I just wanted to share that with you a little bit, just like a little mini devotional, and let you know it encouraged me so much. I hope it encourages you. I hope if you are battling to figure out what's going on, that you know that the lesson is in the waiting. I will see you again soon. I love you all so much. Bye.